Hey Jacob, I wanted to make a short video to point out how easy it is to stream 4K media when you have the bandwidth and the client device is fully compatible. So my media is on my Synology DS1520 Plus NAS, and my Plex server is on a little NUC that points back to the media on the NAS. Right now, I'm in the process of adding a 16 terabyte IronWolf Pro drive to my storage pool where my Plex media is. So my NAS is actually quite busy rebuilding the array to add that drive while still staying up to do what it needs to do to serve up media to Plex or for me to access. So if I go into Plex and go into dashboard, we'll see that I've also added some new TV shows or new versions of a season 3 of this TV show, and Plex is detecting intros while this 4K stream is streaming perfectly fine and smoothly to the HTPC client app on my desktop computer in my office. So I've even taxed my underlying NAS, my file server, into doing something more intensive, and Plex is actually doing things in the background while this media is streaming perfectly fine and easy. So I saw your hardware stuff. I've got some things to do for the rest of the day, but later on, late this afternoon or sometime this evening, I'll get back into this with you once I see some of these dashboard screenshots to try to determine what's going on. So you see this is a Dolby Vision video, and it's a DTS HD 5.1 audio stream. And again, the HTPC client app is really the premier troubleshooting app to use. Now, it's not often you might use that, maybe on vacation on your laptop or something, or maybe on a second screen in your office to have something playing in the background, but it's great for troubleshooting. And this stream would be direct and play perfectly fine on my NVIDIA Shield Pro, which is my best device in the house, or my second gen ONN device from Walmart. It's a Google TV little $20 device. This plays fine on that because I think that client device has a Wi-Fi 6 chipset in it, and my router is Wi-Fi 6E. So that I think that device speed tests at like 260 or 270 megabits per second. And really that's to the outside internet. But if it can get that high, you know it's doing well just within the local internet too. So an external speed test really doesn't tell you a lot unless you have maybe gig fiber access like I do. If you were stuck with an ISP that was 100 megabits per second over 100, a speed test wouldn't really tell you about your local bandwidth capabilities, but there are ways to run a local speed test like in a Docker. You could set the speed test server app up on the same hardware as your Plex server, and then have the speed test client app on any device to test your local internet infrastructure. I can do it just with a speed test externally because it's a gig connection, and I only have a gig local connection, infrastructure, so to speak. So before this gets too long, I'll throw it up in the thread. But again, 4K is very easy as long as you have the bandwidth and the client devices support the 4K stream. Happy Friday.